Hello, this is Rishu and welcome to yet another episode. In this episode, we are going to talk about Python roadmap, that how you should learn Python. Basically, what are the steps that you should take as a beginner to learn Python. But before telling you that how you should learn Python, I would like to tell you that why you should learn Python. So Python is a general purpose, high level and object-oriented programming language. Python is really easy. Like, it is so easy that anyone, literally anyone, can learn it. But Python is not popular because it is easy. Python is popular because of its large number of libraries, the amazing support that it comes with. You can add amazing functionality to your program by just adding little lines of code. Some tech giants that uses Python are Google, Netflix, Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest, Dropbox, Spotify, and even NASA uses Python, and the list goes on and on and on. Now, according to me, there are two types of people who want to learn Python. The number one, people are who want to learn Python to get a job as a Python developer, and second type of people are those people who want to learn Python so it is easy for them to understand other programming languages, because for the basic things like variables, a for loop, a while loop, these are mostly similar in many programming languages. Like, if you know how a while loop works in Python, then you know how it works in JavaScript. So if you learn Python as your first programming language, it is very easy for you to learn many other programming languages like JavaScript, Java, or C, C++. But should you learn C before learning Python? No, you can learn Python just as your first programming language. You don't need to learn C or any other programming language to learn Python as your first programming language. No matter what, but you must first decide that what you want to do with Python or any other programming language in general. Like, Python is good for web development, web scraping, pen testing, data analysis, machine learning, data science. But definitely Python is not good for Android development and iOS development. Definitely you can make Android apps in Python, but it is not good for Android development. I will not recommend you Python if you want to make Android apps with it. It is not a good idea. Consider it as a tool. Consider any programming language as a tool. Python is a tool that you use to solve a specific problem. Like, you cannot go everywhere by just using aeroplane. We have cars for different purposes. We have bikes for different purposes. Similar way, we have different languages for different purposes. But so now just let's look at some resources that will be useful in your journey to learn Python. So here are some resources from my side. The resources to learn Python. So obviously the first resource is the official Python website, like python.org. In this website you go to documentation, and you can find that they also list some Python books here. But for now we will go to Python 3.x docs, and inside this you can find the Python documentation, like what's new in Python 3.8. You should read that once you complete your beginner course. But here is a tutorial link, so we will go for the tutorial. So this is the Python tutorial, like the Python tutorial by the official Python guys. So this is the tutorial. Now in this tutorial we will learn about the numbers, strings, list, break loop, what is break statement, what is pass statement, like everything you need to know about Python. This course will cover, like lambda functions, lambda expressions, unpacking argument list, using list as a stacks, using list as a queue. Like, this also talks about data structures, modules, input and output, how you can handle input and output, errors and exception. Like, this is the best course. I think you should definitely check this out. Another resources to learn this is also here. This is the YouTube channel I want to mention. There is Free Coding Camp. There are video tutorials on that, but for the time being considered, I would like to tell you that just definitely at least once check out this tutorial, like the official Python guys. This is a must have for you guys. Now let's talk about some books, that what are the books that you should choose while learning Python. So there are some books like Head First Python. This is the book, this is the book that you should read, Head First Python. Like, it is 4 out of 5 star ratings. Another book is Python cookbook. It is like 4.3 out of 5 ratings. Okay, so this is Python cookbook, recipes for mastering Python, third edition. This book is also good. And this book, Learn Python 3 Hard Way, this book is also good. This book was also good, but I will tell you that please go for this one, Python cookbook. This is good one, or this one, Head First Python. Another book that I would like to recommend you, but it is not about Python, it is about writing clean code. The title is Clean Code, so it tells about how you can learn write clean code. Like many people write code and they just mess up their code. You should always write code in very clean manner so many people can understand your code. Okay, so these were some of the resources for you. Now there is also one resource I would like to tell you, and that is my channel. Yes, this is also a resource for you. Like if you complete your beginner course, then this channel would be like a gold mine for you, because I am going to upload more and more videos now, more and more projects now, but there are only 16 subscribers. Do you know why? Yes, because I started my channel recently on January 20th 2020. So you should definitely subscribe to this channel. Like some other resources that I would also like to mention are the Stack Overflow website. This is the Stack Overflow website. What is the use of Stack Overflow? Like every developer use Stack Overflow. You can ask some questions here, like how to find the length of list in Python, how do I merge two dictionaries in a single expression. Like there are already people who have asked these kind of questions, and people already who have answered these kind of questions. So it is also a great resource. If you have any problem with your code, just ask that question here. And another resource is my Instagram page. Yes, for now I just have 25 posts, but I will be posting more and more here, so you can also check that out if you want to. After learning the basics of Python, you can move on to advanced topics like object-oriented programming, data structures like linked list, stacks, queues, trees. Like there are a hell lot of data structures you can learn. Then after the data structures, you can move on to file handling and exception handling. Some of the courses in beginner courses, some of the beginner courses will also talk about file handling and exception handling. In file handling, you basically learn that how you can take a file, like take a text file, how you can read some data in from that file, how you can put some data in that file. And in exception handling, you learn to handle some exceptions using try and except block. After this, you can go and read something about some libraries like Beautiful Soup. It is a good library. And you can also learn about more libraries like collections, iter tools, math library. Math libraries are basically a library which uses math. You can perform math tasks with that library. So you should definitely check some libraries. Don't code in them, but just look at the documentation, read some documentation so that you can grasp some knowledge about it. From here, you will have to choose a path for yourself, like where you want to go with Python. Do you want to do pen testing with Python? Are you interested in web development? Are you interested in machine learning? So we will talk about two things, that how you should do machine learning, and in case if you want to do web development, then we will talk about that scenario as well. Now, in case if you want to learn machine learning, then you should have your basics very clear, and then you can move on to libraries like NumPy, Pandas, Matplotlib. Like these are the libraries or frameworks that you will need to learn if you want to make machine learning models, if you want to learn machine learning, if you want to perform machine learning tasks. Now, in case if you want to learn about web development, then you can go for Django or Flask. If you are a beginner, then you should go for Flask, or you can also go for Django. Flask is comparatively little easier than Django, but I will suggest you to go for Django. After learning Django, if you learn some technologies like HTML, CSS, JavaScript, and some database technologies, then you can start your career as a web developer. Now? What you will do? So grab a book, take a book, enroll in a course, and start your journey of learning Python. And in case if you already know the basics of Python, then it is mandatory for you to subscribe to the channel. Why? because in future I am going to take you to an amazing journey of projects. Like we are going to make a hell lot of projects on this channel, because for beginners it is easy to find out resources. Like there are tons of resources for beginners, but for intermediate developers it is quite difficult to find perfect resources. Like it happened with me that after learning Python, basics of Python actually, it was quite difficult for me to move ahead because there was a little less number of resources for intermediate developer, I would say. So if you know Python, then consider subscribing to the channel and pressing that bell icon as well, because we are going to make some amazing cool projects in Python in future. So see you next time, and as always, thanks for your time.